Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome back to Let's Play New Super Mario Bros. Wii. In the last episode, we cleared up the first half of World 2, and in this part, I think we don't have enough lives, so let's go get some more. Because this is actually the first time we have seen a 1-up house, which if you're needing one at this point in the game, then that's pretty sad. So we have 1-up blast, which basically you'll get into one of these cannons, you're only going to get one shot, and you try to run into the balloons, and each time you hit a balloon, you get however many lives are indicated on the balloon. So I got 5 out of the 6 of them, so I can get a 5-up. Some of the balloons later on can read 2 or 3.
What?
So let's move on. Not much to be said for that. The patterns can change, obviously, just like they can in power-up panels, but the overall concept, once again like power-up panels, is always the same. Which is fine, I'm glad they don't change it up each and every time, because that would get kind of annoying to keep track of them all. So if you couldn't tell, this level is designed after where I live, because the wind is almost always blowing, because, you know, it's the desert, there's no hills to stop it. At least not in Lubbock, there's not. And as such, the wind will move you a lot of the times into areas that you don't want to go. And the way to avoid that is either by getting stuck on a platform like this where the wind can't push you, or by pressing down to duck, and that will actually stop you from moving around. You still have to watch out for enemies, though. So there was the where the first star coin is located. That one is actually probably the most difficult one. Well, not the most difficult one in World 2, but definitely one of the more difficult ones. And here, in case you couldn't tell, we have a hidden coin block, little, I don't even know what you want to call this, a puzzle, I guess is probably the best way to say it. So pretty much all you're doing here is just, you don't have to hit each and every one of these, but, you know, of course, hitting them will give you a coin, so you can get, if you're close to 1-up, you can get that. And you can go ahead and get the star coin right there. If you want, though, there's actually a hidden 1-up right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, and I think there's some hidden blocks right here. Yes, there are. There's not any right here, so that's what the entire thing looks like. Proton John would be so proud of the developers for that one. I don't need that power block for anything. I'm positive, so. Another propeller right there. You are going to want a propeller if you're going to go for the secret exit, just so you know. I'm not going to go for that 1-up. It's actually pretty easy to get, but at the same time, you got to be really careful. Alright, there, you just have to be a little bit careful with the jump, or you can do a running jump from the side. Just make sure the wind's not blowing, because then that will probably get you killed. And right there, for the second star coin, you are going to need a propeller, or if you're doing multiplayer, you can have somebody suicide jump for it. And yes, that was designed to look like a fire flower, in case you couldn't already tell. And for the third one, you need to run down here while the wind is blowing, use the propeller, and there's the third one right there. So you do need the propeller for 2 of those and the secret exit, so keeping the propeller is pretty vital. And to get to the secret exit, you need to spin jump at the right time. And then whenever you're doing the wall kicks, or wall jumps, whatever you want to call them, the wind will actually make it to where you can chain the wall kick on the same wall over and over. And that's how you get up there. It's a lot easier said than done, that's for sure. I mean, you'll probably fail that multiple times your first try, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, because I failed it a lot. The only thing that's good to be said about getting that one is the fact that it's really easy to find, it's just not easy to get to. But anyway, if you want to make use of that, that will take you straight to the castle, so you don't have to play through these next 2 levels. But I'm going to go ahead and do such, so now we're going to go take the normal exit, which will open up the next 2 levels to us. I'm not going to bother cutting for the simple fact that it's not going to take that long to get through the level again, because this level is not that long, to be honest. And I'm not going to go through each and every secret, I just do it out of force of habit. And like I always say, sometimes if you go through a secret, sometimes you can actually miss a star coin. That's not the case here, but it is possible that that can happen, so I know for a fact there's at least 2 levels to do that. this. Yeah, you can grab that barrel and throw it at the Koopas to chain that if you want. Go down here. Get the star coin again, apparently. Wasn't trying to, but oh well. And if you want, there's a chance at a 1-up right here, if I can time this correctly. There you go. And there's actually a 1-up hidden right here. This is impossible to get unless you've got the propeller or you use a team jump in multiplayer. And there we go. Definitely one of the more annoying levels. It's not really difficult so much as annoying. That's pretty much how it is as a whole for World 2. There's one level here that's pretty annoying. It's actually that mushroom one right there, but I think the first one is this one. Yeah, 2-5. This one's annoying as well, though, because it's got Yoshis in it. And that's the only reason why, of course. And you'll notice there's Pokies, which means we should be moving faster, of course. And we have a couple more of these things. And occasionally the Pokies will turn into that leaf version of themselves, and if you eat them with Yoshi, you can get different things depending on how many parts of their body you eat. That one had a lot, so it gave me a 1-up. This one will probably give me like a mushroom. Yep. And that's pretty much just how it works as a whole right there. Another thing you're going to have to watch out for while going through these levels is Lakitu, because he can prove to be very, very annoying. You can eat him or jump on him and then also ride the cloud around, but I don't need to do that just yet. You will need to do it for 1 star coin, but it's the last one. The second one is actually down here, which, how you're supposed to figure this out, I have no idea. Maybe it's just because that piranha plant's in a really weird spot or something, I don't know. We shall kill it with fire. But yeah, and here there's a light block if you need to see where you're going. You can have Yoshi eat it or whatever. Star coin is actually, let's see, right over here. And the pipe to get out's right over there. I probably should have grabbed the light block just so you guys could see it better, but by now I just know where it is. Good strategy would be eating the spinies, by the way, that Lakitu throws in order to get rid of the piranha plants. So we're going to go ahead and grab the cloud. There actually is a 1-up if you steal the Lakitu cloud earlier. There's a 1-up that you can get that's in a block that's just flying in the air. But I really don't much need it, so I'm just going to get that. And see ya, Yoshi, because no one loves you. The Bowser flag will hide your shame. And there's no secret for that one, so we are done with 2-5. And that will unlock a little series of things right there, as well as a star house. But first we're going to tackle 2-6, and this one actually does have a secret exit. You can tell the cannon's up there. This one's kind of annoying because it's a side-scroller and there's nothing you can do about it. By the way, in multiplayer, with these pink blocks, they're not going to start moving until everyone is on, so make sure that everyone's standing on it all at once, or else it's not going to work. Just so you know. Yeah, the first star coin, if you've got the propeller, is really, really easy to get. You don't have to kill the Koopas. I mean, obviously, if you get rid of them, then they're not going to be in your way, but you got to make sure if you jump on them that they might possibly fall on the platform that you were standing on. So we're just going to go in here. That question mark block did have a power-up in it, I think, but I didn't need it. Don't you dare get hit, Mario, you crazy fool. Alright, that's all we needed from there. I could spend my time getting all the coins, but you guys probably don't want to see that. There's a hidden 1-up right here, right above that set of coins. I found that by accident, if anyone was wondering. I didn't just know it was there the first time. And for the rest of the level, what we're going to have to do is get on one of these platforms and avoid the fire chomp, which is probably one of the most annoying enemies in this entire game. And yeah, I'm not going to get all the blue coins, but oh well. Because what he'll do is he'll move around, and obviously you have to avoid him like that. He'll also shoot fireballs at him, Mario, or friends. And whenever he uses up the fireballs, it takes off part of the chain on the back of his body, and once he runs out, then he will just get near you and attempt to explode. You can jump on him to kill him, but a lot of the times you'll end up accidentally jumping on the tail part of him, and then that, of course, will damage you, so... The best way to get rid of him is either just let him do his thing and just try to avoid him as best you can, or use an ice flower if you have it, because an ice flower is almost vital for getting rid of him, because you can just get him in one hit. And for the secret, you need to time it right to get that pipe right there. You can still make it once the thing has moved all the way back, so I can still get it from here. There we go. As long as you got a propeller, you're good. But if you don't have that propeller, you're not going to get it, so... There we go. Now we got to go get the normal exit, of course. But the normal one is doing the exact same thing, so... It's not that bad. So I'll take you to the cannon. I believe that one also takes you to World 5. Which, you know, getting the World 1 cannon is a lot easier. Because I believe the cannons in 1 and 2 will take you to 5. In 3 and 4, they'll take you to 6. In 5 and 6, they'll take you to 7. I think that's... no, in 5 it takes you to 8, so maybe that's not true. I don't know exactly. I don't use the cannons. I usually 100% the game. And when it comes to using the cannons for one of the stars on the thing, I just use the cannon. I don't really care where it takes me, so... Alright, there we go. Just gonna skip the little bonus right there, because there's not much to it. It'll take you right there, so it's not that difficult. Oh, and by the way, since I just now realized it, I've actually maxed out my lives. I got to 99, so... whenever you're playing this game, normally, since I got Propeller Mario right now, you can't tell, but if I was just standard Mario, I would not have my hat, because Mario loses the hat once he gets 99 lives. I wish he would go away. There we go. But yeah, once you get 99 lives, Mario will, remove the hat. If you lose a life after that, it will come back, though. Nothing happens to Luigi or to the Toads, so... I have tried it. Nothing happens, unfortunately. I don't need that, but I'll take it anyway. That was not cool. Now you can see Mario doesn't have a hat. Silly Fire Chomp, just wanting to prove my point. The pink blocks look kind of difficult to traverse, and they are in multiplayer, but for single player, they're actually pretty easy, for the most part. It's just avoiding everything else that may or may not be trying to block your way.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
And I believe all that leaves is the castle. First, we're going to go to that star house, and we might show off an enemy encounter here that's on this map, just like the Goomba in World 1, depending on whether I get caught by one of these guys or not. I'm pretty sure they just go to random spots, like 2 of the 6. By the way, if you are wondering, for the star house, if you use the star, it'll appear on the world map as well whenever you use it, of course. And if you run into an enemy encounter, you'll actually just automatically defeat the enemies. I don't know if you get the 3 mushrooms from it or not, but whatever. I usually don't use the stars for anything except for World 9, so you'll probably just see me collecting a lot of them, but never actually using them. But anyway, the World 2 enemy encounter is, of course, Spinies, as you can already tell. These guys are pretty easy to beat. You can either just avoid them, jump on them, and throw them back at enemies. Just whatever works. Really not that difficult. The worst enemy encounters are probably the ones in World 8, because unless you've got an ice flower or a star, you can't beat them. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if we're going to run into this next one or not. We might not. We're going to find out. Nope. It is all good, so let's move on to the castle. Now, if I recall, somebody said I was actually going to die in World 2 Castle. I believe that was the guess that was lowest on the list. Most of you guys said I would survive to, like, World 7. It's like, jeez. Set the bar really high for me. I don't know if I can make it that far without dying. Somebody even said I'd never die, which... that would be amazing, because I've never done that, or never even come close to doing that. So that'd be really cool if I could, but I wouldn't get my hopes up for it. I think you need to take the middle path here if you missed the star coin. You can get it at the very beginning if you team jump or if you have the propeller. But basically, this is a lot like Super Mario World, one of the castles in there, where you'll go through a little set of stuff and there will be 3 different paths. One of them will be the correct one that will let you move on, and the other 2 will be incorrect and they will make you redo the thing you just did. The correct one is actually the top path. And you can kill those Podoboos with the Ice Flower if you want. This is kind of an annoying level just for the simple fact that you have to be waiting on it because it's a side-scroller. Of course. Alright, that's just a coin. As you can see, the star coins right here. As long as you are not Small Mario, you can get that pretty easily. I think there's a Fire Flower in here. I'll take that, because the lower row is actually the one we need to go through, and we need to kill these piranha plants or avoid them. If you use the Ice Flower, they're actually going to block the way, so you want to avoid that. Alright, that was the correct one. And now for the last one, this one's probably the most annoying one of them all. You gotta hit the P-switch. Be sure to grab the star coin if you are going for all of them. Avoiding the dry bones. And you'll notice right here there's a set of coins that would switch back into blocks if you ran out of time. So obviously the middle path is the correct one. So in order, it's the highest path, the lowest path, and the middle path. Pretty easy. And just like that, we're done. There's nothing there. Coin and power up if you want it. Which I guess I should have gotten it for the 100 or 1,000 points, whatever it is. But points don't matter in this game because this isn't Super Paper Mario, so it's all good. So now we are refighting Roy Koopa here. I don't know if this boss battle is easier than the Fortress one or harder. I'd say the difficulty is about the same, to be honest. You probably remember this from Super Mario World with, like, Windio Koopa. Yep, multiple pipes where he'll come down and try to land on top of you. He still creates the Quake ability. The thing that makes this fight broken, though, is you can just wall jump over in the corners like this, and also the fact that whenever he's done moving around, you can get him before he goes back into the pipe, so you could just do that 2 other times, and what do you know, he's already beaten. So yeah, he's really not that difficult. There you go. That's pretty much it. Second half of World 2, to be honest, is probably a little bit more a little bit less difficult than the first half. Because the first half, you know, you gotta you get the mini mushroom and keep it without dying. World 2-1 is pretty annoying. So I'd honestly say the second half is not as bad, except for maybe the secret exits in 2.6 and then 2.4. Those are probably the worst parts of the second half of World 2. And there we go, there's all the star coins. And what's right next to the desert? Of course, the Arctic Tundra. Seems legit. Fortunately, I do tolerate World 3 a little bit more for the simple fact that it's got a ghost house, and I love ghosts. They're awesome. So yeah, starting for World 3, there will be a ghost house in each world until World 8, which does not have one. But we will be seeing that next time. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been pitmarthroy, and I will see you guys for World 3. Later.